North Omaha today, Health and Human Services working with a local nonprofit to share information on writing grants.
At 6 News, Johan Marin reports these grants are related to health, urban housing, and economic development.
It was a crowded room at Village Empowerment Center, filled with local community leaders from organizations both big and small.
The tips and tricks that we're giving you, some of these recommendations that we're giving you about.
Many learned about all the small things it takes to fill out different applications for federal and state grants.
From starting the application process, getting into the system so you can apply to federal grants, from there all the way through the entire process is part of what they'll be learning today.
Willie Barney is with the Empowerment Network, a local nonprofit that works to improve the quality of life for Omaha residents in the metro through outreach. They've partnered for the first time with the DHHS to hold a grant workshop.
We talk about accessibility and transportation, and having the opportunity to have it right here in the community is an honor. And then also to have it at the Village Empowerment Center. Our vision from the beginning in creating this was to be able to build capacity in the community.
More accessibility to federal resources through grants is a need Joseph Palm with the DHHS sees not just in Omaha, but across the nation.
The Biden administration and Secretary Javier Becerra have asked us to reach out to the communities across the United States to see how we can partner to get the federal resources into the community, especially those communities that may be underserved.
Candace Price was among many who attended today's grant workshop. She's a community leader who works with several community organizations.
There's a ton of information that we're receiving that we hadn't had and probably wouldn't have otherwise. Otherwise, it would take us such a tremendous amount of time to do all the digging and research, but they've laid it out for us from A to Z.
Price also thinks this is a big step for organizations to continue doing good in the community.
This is a really big deal.
On your side, I'm Johan Marin, 6 News.